Hello, hello. Hey, sweet people. Alexia, do you want to start the show today?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. I am your co-host, Alexia, and I'm here with the world's favorite English teacher, Foster Hodge.
Hello, hello. Hey, Alexia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I am...
You're doing fine.
I always try to be very honest when people ask me that question. And to be honest, I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Yes.
We are in the podcast studio, and I'm feeling like...
A bird.
I was going to say a podcaster.
Happy as a bird. So, okay, today we have a follow-up question. What?
Yes. No, absolutely.
Because you're looking at me like, don't say that, or...
No, sorry. Sometimes my thinking face can be interpreted as like an anger face. Okay, can I explain something real quick? I don't know if you know the phrase resting bitch face.
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
TikTok is all over it.
So in English, there's like a meme that's resting bitch face. I apologize for the explicit language. And that's like when someone has a face that just looks like they're angry all the time. And I'm beginning to realize that my thinking face, like when I'm thinking quite deeply about something, kind of seems like I'm angry.
Okay, this is a thing that you realize alone, because I don't think that you do have a resting bitch face at all.
Only when I'm thinking very, very deeply.
I do have, and I do it pretty good.
Alexia, your beautiful face is the definitional opposite of a resting bitch face.
I can have one, but still, we are here to talk about a follow-up question that we had.
Yes. So we asked for your questions. We asked you to submit your audio questions to us, and we are going to answer them live on the show. And we have our first follow-up. So, Ricardo.
I'm feeling just like Chris Gethard when he has like the comeback of the person on the podcast.
Yeah, he calls them beautiful follow-ups.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are
Chris.
referring to Chris Gethard, our favorite comedian, and the podcast Beautiful Anonymous, which we are slowly trying to turn our podcast into a version of his podcast. We love you, Chris. Today, we have a question from Ricardo, who in a previous episode, he asked a question about feeling stuck in his studies, and we gave him an answer. And I believe he asked this question before he heard the answer. But would you like to take a listen?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Alexa. I'm Foster. Good morning. This is Ricardo. I want to send a quick message to thank you guys for being around and keep motivating people like me and all the listeners of the podcast. Because in the past I asked about how to overcome the feeling of getting stuck, and today I may have an answer. And for me, it is trying something that in the past you couldn't make it. So today I'm just trying again to listen to the show called Today Explained, and it's hard for me because they talk really fast. But today I can understand it. And I'm happy because I can understand almost 100% in trying something that in the past you couldn't make it. Trying today now, sometime after. It's one thing that we can do to measure or improving, to keep track, keep record, right? So thank you. Bye.
So sweet.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Yes.
I've said this before, but Ricardo is the perfect image of an amazing English student. He's motivated, he's curious, he asks great questions. And just to give you a little bit of context, Alexia, he previously asked a question about he was just feeling stuck and stagnant in his studies. And this was, I believe you were taking care of Buddy. You were taking Buddy to the vet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was recording by myself. I gave him some recommendations about how to kind of feel unstuck. But I would love to hear your opinions just about Ricardo kind of getting out of this phase of feeling stuck, getting motivated again, trying something challenging. What do you think?
Well, I have some thoughts about that because, to be honest, I don't study English, right? Like, I'm very fortunate to have a podcast in English to help me with my English.
You created this podcast.
Yes, I'm very fortunate because of that.
You deserve this. You're very fortunate to have a super cute American boyfriend who happens to be an English teacher.
Yeah. So for me, I don't get the feeling of frustration because I am always having to talk about something that it's not like something that I'm used to. I'm always saindo do meu lugar comum, right? I'm always up to a new challenge.
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yes. So this happens a lot with me. And this is what I usually say to people to do that. Because, I mean, you are listening to us almost every day, I think. And you are watching a show that you really like and you feel comfortable with it. Okay, keep doing that. But put something else in the mix. So the example that Ricardo just said, like that he's listening to Today Explained, watching, I don't remember.
Yes, so just to clarify, Today Explained is a podcast produced by Vox Media. There is also a Netflix series called Explained, produced by the same company. But
Yeah.
I highly recommend both the podcast and the series.
Yeah. So he was feeling stuck and frustrated, but he was like, you know what? I'm going to do this and I'm going to keep trying. And for me, that's the best way possible. You listen once, you listen twice, you listen the third time, and then you start feeling more comfortable with that audio, with the way that people are speaking. And then a new challenge opened the door for you. You know, like, okay, I can do this. I was feeling stuck, but now I'm seeing that I am improving and I can do that. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. I think within Ricardo's question and his experience, he really highlighted 3 things that are super, super important. Number 1, enjoying the process. Learning a new language is incredibly difficult, and you are always going to face challenges. So you have to find new and different and personalized creative ways to enjoy this difficult process. Number 2, he highlighted the importance of repetition. So you start listening to something that you can't really understand, and then over time, eventually you start understanding more and more. You're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and it feels really, really good to kind of see that you've moved somewhere. And the last point is he said that was a good way for him to measure his improvement. And this is something that I said in my answer to him. But the ability to track your progress is super important, because I feel like most of the time when people feel stuck, they are not actually as stuck as they feel like they are. And if you have proof of that, like, hey, I tried to listen to this podcast a few weeks ago, I could not understand it. I listened again, and now I understand more. That's evidence that you are improving. And that's very motivational.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, Ricardo, good job. I think that you're doing an amazing thing right now. And I wish that everyone could do the same. So, if you guys are having trouble understanding a show or podcast in English, keep on trying. Don't give up. The results are right there on the corner.
Yeah, it's a process that never ends. And I think it's a perfect time to say, keep up the good fight.
And lose well. Bye.